So you think tennis is all strawberries, cream, and polite applause? Think again. In September 2023, the sport's polite little reputation got absolutely body slammed by a scandal so wild it made every other tennis controversy look like a broken string. In a jaw-dropping report, over 180 professional tennis players, yes, 180, from more than 30 countries were caught up in a global match-fixing ring. This wasn't just your sketchy cousin betting $20 on a futures match. This was an entire criminal operation run by a guy called, wait for it, the Maestro. Yeah, we're not making that up. And it wasn't targeting Wimbledon champions or center court headliners. No, it was happening in the shadows of the sport. The ITF Futures and Challenger circuits, where players grind week after week for barely enough money to cover streaming fees. Let's get into this saga of backhand bribes, burner phones, and why tennis, for all its prestige, might have just had its dirtiest laundry aired out on center court. Meet the Maestro, aka the sketchiest conductor alive. So who was this ringleader? A Belgian-Armenian dude named Grigor Sargsyan, affectionately, and a little too dramatically in the underworld as the Maestro. Which, let's be honest, sounds like the kind of guy who should be conducting Beethoven. Not bribing third-round losers in Uzbekistan. Sargsyan had no professional background in tennis. He wasn't a failed junior or a bitter ex-coach. He was just a regular guy with a head for numbers, a talent for manipulating systems, and the moral compass of a Bond villain. He understood betting markets better than most sports books, and he used that knowledge to build one of the most elaborate match-fixing networks the sport has ever seen. Sargsyan began his scheme around 2014. He would attend smaller tennis events across Europe, ITF-level challenger events, and just start chatting up players. Not with creepy fan energy, but with a proposal. Here's the pitch. Hey, I know you're ranked 684 in the world, and your tournament prize money is roughly 600 euros before taxes. How about I give you 3,000 euros to double fault a few times or miss a second set? To a struggling pro with no sponsorship and 2 maxed out credit cards? That's tempting. Really tempting. And the Maestro knew it. He started small, a match here, a set there, but within a few years, he had built an actual empire of corruption. His network was global, stretching across Europe, South America, Asia, and even Africa. He was using encrypted apps, fake social media profiles, and burner phones to communicate with players. He'd create WhatsApp groups with code names and emojis where deals were made and instructions sent. In one quite absurd example revealed in court, he asked a player to intentionally lose the third game of the second set. That's how specific the orders were. Not lose the match, not even drop a set, just one random game. The level of precision allowed him to rig in play bets, the kind of fast micro wagers that bookies offer during matches. He wasn't just watching matches, he was orchestrating them. And here's the thing, it wasn't always obvious. Players wouldn't always lose matches. Sometimes they just played a little sloppier at key moments. Other times, they let the match go after winning the first set. The goal wasn't to draw attention, it was to cash in without triggering suspicion. According to those investigators, Sargsyan was involved in rigging at least 375 professional matches, probably more, and he was juggling contacts with over 180 players from more than 30 countries. The guy had more connections than a tennis agent on Adderall. What did he make from this? Estimates vary, but some reports say millions. And how did he spend it? Like a king. He bought luxury cars, partied in Dubai, and even tried to launder some of his money through cryptocurrency. Because, of course he did. Eventually, though, he got too big, too loud, too successful, Belgian authorities, finally catching the scent, launched Operation Oikos in 2018.
New Dannon Oikos Triple Zero is my go-to protein snack.
King, protein from yogurt?
Yep, this Greek non-fat yogurt packs 15 grams of protein punch.
But what else?
Unlike some other protein snacks, it has 0 added sugar, 0 artificial sweeteners, and 0 fat.
And will it up my game?
No, man.
And not the yogurt. They spent nearly 5 years gathering evidence. They traced phone records, intercepted messages, and interviewed players. By 2023, the jig was up. Sargsyan was convicted and sentenced to 5 years in prison. Okay, so why tennis? Why not say basketball or baseball? Well, because tennis is basically a match fixer's dream. And here's why. It's a solo sport, one player, one decision, and no teammates to mess it up. And there's very tiny earnings. The average ITF player makes less money per year than a decent Uber driver. There's too many matches, over 60,000 pro matches a year. Who's watching that Tuesday afternoon futures match in Egypt? No one. Add it up, and it's like leaving a buffet open with no cameras. And Sargsyan just walked right in. According to The Guardian, investigators had messages, bank transfers, videos. Like, these guys weren't criminal masterminds, just really confident no one was watching. The International Tennis Integrity Agency, or ITIA, formerly the Tennis Integrity Unit, dropped the hammer. Well, kinda. Karim Hossam had a lifetime ban, Anton Kavrakov, David Sebastian Vidal, multiple year suspensions, a ton of guys ranked between who and wait, and that name sounds familiar? Let's be real though. This thing was huge. Like 375 matches huge. 30 countries huge. The scale of it makes FIFA blush. Oh, and you thought this was brand new? Guess again. Back in 2007, Nikola Davydenko got investigated after weird betting patterns popped up in a match. He was eventually cleared, but it did raise eyebrows. Then in 2016, top 50 players were being flagged for suspicious activity. And what did the ATP do? Basically shrugged and said, interesting. Now before we get into just how broken the system is, and how the tennis powers that might be turning a blind eye, do us a solid. Like the video, subscribe. Only 8% of you are subscribed, and we're out here digging through betting records and burner phone transcripts to tell you what ESPN won't. Support the real ones. Back to the madness. Let's talk about the suits. The ITF, ATP, WTA, they're all technically responsible for keeping the game clean, but they also make money from it. So when betting scandals surface, they have a PR disaster on their hands. That's like asking a fast food CEO to run the health department.
Underground garage, one bulleted across a fucking map on maps, dude. That's streets.
Just killed
GG's. They created the ITIA in 2021 to be an independent body. But let's not kid ourselves. They've got a skeleton crew trying to monitor 60,000 matches a year. Good luck with that. Now, can tennis actually fix itself? Well, solutions exist. They just cost money and transparency. Two things tennis tends to ration like they're gold. Here's some ideas that we have. Pay players better. Maybe players wouldn't throw matches for 2,000 euros if they weren't making 1,000 euros a month. AI betting alerts. Services like Sports Radar can flag weird betting in real time. There's whistleblower protection, because right now, speaking up is a great way to never get a wild card again. And maybe a public ban list would help. Let fans know who's shady. Sunlight is a great disinfectant. The thing about match fixing, it poisons the whole well. If fans think matches are fake, they stop watching. If players think their opponents are cheating, trust evaporates. And if governing bodies cover their eyes and ears, well, it just keeps happening. This wasn't just a few bad apples. This was rot at the roots. So let's call this what it is. The biggest scandal in tennis history wasn't just the match fixing. It was how long it took anyone to care. It took nearly a decade to bring down the Maestro. And even now, who knows how many more mini Maestros are out there running their own side hustles. Tennis needs a hard reset, not just to punish the cheaters, but to stop building a system that breeds them. Well, let us know your thoughts in the comments, and if you want more brutally honest takes the tennis world is too scared to say out loud, stick with Hot Take Tennis. See you next time.